maintaining or keeping their information safely in the cyber is what I will call it as a cyber safety. IP address will help me to approximately identify from which location you are browsing. When it comes to super cookie, my dear students, even if you keep on deleting, so automatically that cookies will be created then and there. So such type of cookies, I will call it as super cookies. Free Wi-Fi is in the railway station, in the airport, encryption will not happen there. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the very interesting topic, and also this is going to be a very interesting session for all of you. You'll be learning a lot of interesting stuff with respect to cyber safety. What exactly is happening in the cyber is what we are trying to understand in this chapter. So guys, without wasting much of your time, let me get into the topic. So what is that I will be discussing in this session? So I will be discussing some of the important topics like cyber safety. What exactly the cyber safety is all about is what I will be discussing. Along with that, I will also discuss how safely I can browse the web. Browsing the web is also very important. So even if you browse, you will lose out a lot of information. So what is that? I have to take a measure when I'm browsing is what I will be discussing with respect to the second topic. So fine. So what is identity protection? What exactly identity protection is all about? Say for example, in my name, you can do anything. So anything in the sense like, you can do a lot of thefts and you can do a lot of illegal activities. So how do I identify that and how do I do that? So that is what I will be discussing with respect to this topic. And then I have the next one, that is private and anonymous browsing. The next topic that I have is private and anonymous browsing. So how do I do that? So what is the impact of private and anonymous browsing is what I will be discussing in the topic. And the last one, so confidentiality of information. So how do I maintain the confidentiality? That's what I will be discussing in this session. So please don't forget to watch the session completely. Don't skip anything. So be with me till the end of my session. Let me start with the first one, that is cyber safety. Maintaining or keeping their information safely in the cyber is what I will call it as a cyber safety. So what exactly it is all about? So please listen to me carefully. Cyber safety refers to the safe and responsible use of internet to ensure the safety. Because whenever you are using the internet, there is a lot of chances that you will lose out a lot of information about yourself. Sir, what will happen if I lose out my information? Many things can happen. If you feel that your information is safe and secure, so please come out of that myth is what I would like to tell you at this point of time. So to ensure the minimum safety is what I feel. I cannot promise you that. I will challenge. There is no 100% security for your data, my dear students. But at least the minimum safety of your information can be achieved by following some certain methods if you are using the internet. So that concept is what I will call it as a cyber safety. So let's understand how exactly is that. So if I want to browse, I have to browse it very carefully. I have to browse it very safely. So what is that I should know whenever I'm browsing anything? It's very important that I have to keep some few points in my mind before I start browsing. The first one that I should remember is, so what is the possible danger if I visit some particular websites, or if I visit something in my web? So what is the possible dangers is what I should know. The second point that I should know is, so how to avoid this problems, how to avoid this dangerous. So the third important point that I should know is how to virtually, please, this is very important, how to virtually conduct yourself while browsing the web. You have to know how do you manage yourself virtually whenever you're browsing any content on the web. And the last important point, so identify protection. This is very, very important. So guys, whenever, what exactly is identity protection while using the internet? Identity protection in the sense like who you are. What is your username? What is your password? So that is what I will call it as a identity. That is what I will call it as a identity. So I have to keep it for myself because other people should not misuse my identity, my user ID, my login. So the other people should not misuse it. Say for example, imagine you have your Facebook account. Suppose if I get your identity in the sense what? So your user ID and password of your Facebook, if I get it, definitely I will misuse it. Then how do I protect it when I'm browsing? So that is what you need to remember. So let me make this concept very interesting. Guys, whenever the people are hacking or they're trying to hack your user ID and password, this is one of the method that they will do it. They will just send you the link just to open that, saying that now you have received a lot of bonus points. You will get this offer if you click on this link, and try to log in through your Facebook or try to log in through your Gmail. So all this fake link they will send you. There is a tool called social phishing, or we have a lot more tools. Let me discuss that in the coming classes. We have some tools which is helping with the help of Kali Linux. There is an operating system called Kali Linux. So in that operating system, I can install that tools and I can generate the fake login page, and I can make you redirect to that fake login page, and I can ask you to enter your user ID and password. Suppose if you enter your user ID and password, so your identity is mine now. I can misuse it. So please be aware about it. All right. Whenever you are logging in, whenever you are giving your credentials, it's very important that you need to check the HTTPS. All right. So along with that, you have to cross verify 2 times whenever you're sharing your credentials. So this is one of the important thing that I would like to request all of you. So fine. So all these things you have to keep it in your mind before you start browsing, for the safe browsing. All right. So I have already spoken about the identity protection. So identity protection is nothing but you are safeguarding your own identity. So because a lot of people will misuse your user ID and password. So how do you identify, how do you protect your identity is what I will call it as a identity protection. So fine. So we have discussed this. Many ways the website can track you. So this is one of the trending topic, and this is what is happening in nowadays. I would like to make you understand in one thing. If you guys are thinking that nobody is tracking me, then I would like to give you an example. I think the Google suite completely know the complete behavior of you. So they can tell you more about you than yourself, is what I would like to tell you. So guys, please go back and check which is the different applications that Google Suite is giving you, what exactly the information that each application is maintaining about you. Google location, the Google Maps knows about your location, where exactly, what exactly you are doing, what is the travel time, everything it maintains. Google Mails, Gmails knows about all your personal transactions with respect to the mails. The same way you have the Google Drive. So they know about all the browsing, all the storage, whatever you have. And also you have Google Chrome. They know complete thing about your history. What is your favorites? What is your search? What is your frequent visits? So please, you need to think. There is no information left out for you to keep it safe. You are in the open air is what I would like to tell you. So guys, so please try to safeguard your information, or the private information is what I would like to tell you. So how do I do that? where exactly I will miss out my details, where exactly I will lose out my identity. So whenever I'm browsing, so let me discuss that one by one in detail. Say for example, I have IP address. Whenever you are browsing something, IP address will help me to approximately identify from which location you are browsing. So that is a unique IP address that everybody will have. So this IP address, whatever you have, so this will help me. This IP address will help me to identify, so from where, from which location exactly, I cannot tell you exactly, but approximately I will be able to identify the location. That's what you need to remember. But when it comes to the cookies and tracking scripts, when it comes to cookies, I have two types of cookies. Cookies, in the sense, it's not biscuits, all of you know, is a small file which stores different types of information. So I told you in the beginning, I have two types of cookies, the first party cookie and the third party cookie. When it comes to the first party cookie, it stores my login and password, login ID and password. You might be coming across with this kind of things, like, whenever you create any password, the Google Chrome will ask you, should I save this password? So that is a cookie actually. All right. So please remember, the first party cookie will always store your user ID and password. But when it comes to the third party cookies, what happens? So it stores all your search histories. So basically, these cookies are used to have the trending advertisements or the favorite advertisements. So based on that cookie analysis, we will be sending the advertisements to you. So that's what you need to be aware about it. So there you are lost with a lot of information. These cookies are our enemies to lose out a lot of our private details. That is one thing that you need to remember. And HTTP referer. So whenever you are visiting any websites or any link, say for example, I have link, if you just click on that link, you will redirect it to some other link or some other web page. So there also you will be getting the information from where are you coming from. So from which website, so how exactly you are coming from. So all those details will be provided with the help of HTTP referer. So be careful on that whenever you are getting redirected to some other web pages. So easily with the help of HTTP referer, so from which website that you are coming from. So all those details will be leaked out. So that's what you need to be aware about it. And then I have super cookies. So you told you have two types of cookie. Yes, I have one more special type of cookie, that is super cookie. When it comes to super cookie, my dear students, even if you keep on deleting, so automatically that cookies will be created then and there. So such type of cookies, I will call it as super cookies. That's what you need to remember. Even this is most dangerous. The most important thing that you need to listen to me or you need to know is all about the user agents. What exactly user agents is all about? This is one of the dangerous things that we have. This gives you the details about the version of the Chrome or the browser that we are using, the version of the operating system that we are using, the personal computer configuration. That is what I will be having in the user agent. So accessing this will give me the complete information about the user, exactly what is that they are using. So I have to be very, very careful enough to disable this or to delete the data, whatever I have in the user agents. So this is what you need to know. Okay, guys. So this is how, with the help of these many beautiful things, I will be missing out a lot of information of mine unknowingly. All right. How do I use or how do I browse then? How do I browse, like, in a private mode or in the anonymous mode then? So I have some of the three important techniques. So all of you will be knowing there is a mode in the browser that is called as incognito mode. People say that in a lot of textbooks, they quote that if at all, if you are using the browsing or if you are using the browser in the incognito mode, nobody will be able to track you. But I will say that it is not like that. Whenever you are using the incognito mode, my dear students, when it comes to the incognito mode, so you will not be storing your searching history. That's it. But I will be able to trace you. So it is a myth that if you are using the incognito mode, you will not be able to identify, or the people will not be able to identify you from where you are browsing, from what you're browsing, all those things. No, it is not possible. So only thing you need to remember whenever you are using in an incognito mode, so you are not storing any search history. That is the only advantage that you have when it comes to the incognito mode. Whenever you have any brothers and sisters, whenever you're browsing anything, so please go to the incognito mode. Automatically, it will not store any browsing history. Then next comes to the proxy. What exactly the proxy is all about? This is one of the advantage that we have. If I use proxy, what happens? Proxy is acting like a middleman. If I want to browse anything, first it will go to the proxy server, then from there it will go to that particular thing. So what happens is, when I go to that particular website, so the request is going from the proxy server, not from me. So they will not get to know who is trying to access with this proxy server. That's the advantage that we have. All right. Even if the response is coming, so it will come to the proxy server. From proxy server, I am getting the response. So this is one of the advantages that we have. All right. The next one is VPN. All of you will be knowing about it, and it is most widely used in the companies or the organizations. Say for example, I belong to one of the company and I wanted to access a personal shared drive of the company, then I have to use the VPN. So to safeguard my data, we create the virtual private network so that whatever the data that we have, it will be safe and secure in our network. So that is the advantage that we have. So this is how we will be securing our data. So that's what you need to remember. Moving on to the next concept that we have. Confidentiality social network. How do I maintain the confidentiality in the social network? It's a very big challenge for all of us. We have listed out some of the points that we need to remember, but if you ask me, sir, will it solve all the problem with respect to the confidentiality? Of course, no, but it reduces the impact, is what I would like to tell you. All right, let's check this one by one. The use firewall whenever is possible. What exactly is this? This is very important point. Most of the people say that you have to use antivirus. My dear students, you have to imagine all of you will be using the antivirus, right? So whenever you are using the antivirus, please think whenever you give for a full system scan, so the antivirus is reaching all the files, whatever you have in your system. Yes or no? Yes, it is. If I can reach your antivirus, then it is able to reach all the files, whatever you have in your system. Yes or no? Yes. Then don't you think this antivirus itself is a virus for me? Of course, yes. So please avoid using the antivirus. All right. So instead of that, I have to use strong firewalls which will check whatever which is coming inside the system. So it will avoid the unwanted anomalies, unwanted malicious nodes. So it will check and then only it will allow you. So some of the operating systems nowadays is coming with a good firewalls. So it is suggested to use good firewalls. That is the first point that you should remember. So control browsing settings to block the tracking. So you have to customize your browser settings. So you have to disable the tracking systems, disable the cookies, okay, disable the tracking systems. All those things you have to enable it. That is one of the things that you need to remember. And then browse privately whenever is possible. So that's what we discussed previously with the incognito mode. So you have to start browsing with a private mode. It's recommended. Be careful while posting on the internet. Whenever you are posting anything on the internet, so it can be on Facebook or YouTube, anything. So it shares your location. It shares a lot of information about you. So it is not only posting images or anything like that. So whenever you are posting anything, any information on internet, so make sure that you are posting it in a perfect, a good platform where you will not have any problem with that. So for example, you will be posting with respect to the Facebook. Let's take Facebook. So if I post with respect to the Facebook or the Instagram, so it will also share my locality, where exactly I'm sharing that pic. The location will be shared. So again, I'm leaving out my lot of private information there. So please be careful on that. So ensure safe site while entering the crucial information. So most of you will be browsing, right? Now all of us are every day we will be browsing. We don't sleep, without browsing, right? It's become a part of our life. But whenever you are browsing, some of the websites will ask you to enter some of your information. Say, for example, your username, your ID, your passwords, your date of birth, your phone numbers, your address. So these informations, please don't leave it anywhere on the internet. So this is a humble request from my side. So especially whenever you're sharing such information, please be careful on that, is what I would like to recommend all of you. All right. So then do not give sensitive information on the wireless system. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Most of us, what we do whenever we get free Wi-Fi, what we do, so we try to connect to that and we start sending our mails and whatever we want to do, we keep doing it. So please be careful on that. So that's an open network. So there, the encryption will not happen. Your data is open to everybody. So encryption is not happening in that. Say, for example, we have the free Wi-Fis in the railway station, in the airport. The encryption will not happen there. So you're not supposed to share any crucial or any important data using that internet. So I recommend not to use or not to have any transactions, or not to send any emails, not to have any private messages there, because your data is not encrypted in the open network. That's what you need to remember. And avoid using the public computer. Whenever you go to the cyber center, so there is a chance that you will miss out your user ID and password, or you have logged in and you have checked unknowingly. Keep myself logged in for a long time. So in that particular cases, so please avoid going to the public computers or the public systems, so that your information is not being exposed to the public, so that not everybody can use it or they can misuse of that. So by doing all these things, at least you can reduce the misusage of your details. By doing this, you can improve your data's confidentiality, is what I would like to tell you. So guys, by saying this, I've come to an end of this session. I have a lot of interesting topics in my next session, which I will be coming with a fresh gloss. So till then, take care. Bye-bye.